3 easy ways to make your own loose leaf tea at home without any expensive gimmicks. Today I'm going to show you 3 easy ways to dry tea leaves at home. And I don't just mean leaves from the tea plant, because the reality is that there are a lot of different leaves that you can use for tea making. And many of them have health benefits. We are very concerned about the microplastics that we are ingesting every day through our normal food. So that's one of the reasons why we grow a lot of our food at home. And it is also one of the reasons why we are big on making our own tea. Making your own tea does not have to be expensive. And many times you don't really have to have a lot of growing experience. Just plant a few plants that do not need a lot of care, and you can start making some of your own teas at home and avoid all those microplastics that you often find in store-bought products, especially in tea bags. Many common tea bags, even from big companies, have microplastics in them. So do your research. If you drink tea regularly, we do, and we did use all those tea bags thinking we were doing something good for our bodies, because the reality is that tea has a lot of nutritional and medicinal benefits, a lot of health benefits for us. And why not take advantage of what you have at home, or plant a few things that can help you be healthier and help your family live a healthier life. And even more so if you can avoid these microplastics that we're now hearing so much about after years of unknowingly drinking and eating microplastics when we thought we were doing something good for ourselves. No matter your growing zone, no matter whether you're in a warm climate or cold climate, no matter where in the world you are, you will have things that you can grow that will have medicinal benefits, that will have health benefits for you and your family. I'm going to show you some things today that I'm going to pick for our teas, but that doesn't mean that you have to choose those exact things, those exact plants. Choose what you can grow easily in your garden. You might even have some of these things in your garden already. You just need to look up what their medicinal benefits are, and that's how you get started. Start doing your own research. We are currently in Zone 9B, but we are looking to move, and we will be in a different growth zone. I used to think that making your own tea was extremely hard, but when I look back on it, my grandparents, they grew so many things in their gardens that they could have made their own tea out of, but they didn't. Well, it is time to go back to the time before them where people did make their own teas. Take a look in the garden, and we're going to take you around ours today. Before we continue, I want to take a quick moment to just thank all of you for watching, and I want to please ask you to hit that like button, and if you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button. Whenever you do, you help support our channel and you help our growing dreams. I used to think that drying my own tea leaves would be so difficult, and I was looking into getting a dehydrator, all the different types. One of the issues that I kept on running into was the fact that everything had to do with plastics, and if I wanted to find something stainless steel, it was just so expensive. Plus the fact that we are about to move, and it just made no sense. So I decided to figure out how I could make our own tea without any of those expensive gimmicks, and it turned out that it is very, very simple. So today I'm going to show you 3 ways that we use, and I'm going to tell you which one is our favorite. Today I'm going to pick leaves for 2 different teas, our morning tea and our evening tea. Our morning tea will have some leaves with caffeine in them, and our evening tea definitely will not. Our evening tea will have passion flower, if I can find it, but I don't think we have any passion flower at the moment. I think the passion flowers are more or less gone. I have turned into fruit, so we're just going to go with the passion leaf, and that will work perfectly fine too. We have been under an enormous amount of stress for the past I don't know how long, and as we are embarking on our big move, stress will sure continue, and that means it can be very hard to fall asleep at night. That is one of the reasons why we are harvesting a lot of passion leaf today, and we have plenty of it. This is the Maypop passion fruit vine. We also have the purple passion fruit vine, and I'm going to harvest leaves for both of them because we have so many. I'll be looking for leaves that do not have any insect damage on them. See, you can see specifically some insect damage. The passion fruit vine is host plant to a lot of butterflies, and that's one of the reasons why we grow so many. I'm just going to start snipping away to find the leaves that I want to use. I like to go after the young leaves because they normally do not have any leaf damage. The next thing I want to pick is the cranberry hibiscus leaves. They're so beautiful. Look at the color of these. Isn't it beautiful? I want to show you that I just cut off the stems usually, just like that. So pretty. And of course, this one is kind of getting big. So what I will do, and I should actually do that right now. Let me just pick up these leaves that I cut off. What I will do is just snip this right here above. I'm going to go quite low actually, because I'm going to make more cranberry hibiscus plants. We do have a video up for how to do that. I'm just going to make it this way, that way I can take the leaves, and any leaf that's damaged I will either feed to the chickens or put it in compost. Just like this. Look the color. Such a gorgeous burgundy. And these also have flowers, and you can use the flowers for tea too if you want to. We like to get stuff that's in season, and that's how we do it most of our gardens in life. If you can just get used to using what's in season, it makes your life less complicated, and it also makes you less reliant on imported foods, which is a good thing. That will also help prevent some of those microplastics from getting into the system, because as we all know, most imported goods are wrapped in plastic. I'm also going to use some regular hibiscus leaves. You can use the hibiscus flower if you have any. I don't see any flowers on these, so I'm just going to pop up some of these new undamaged leaves, put in my tea. Let's see if I can find some undamaged ones. It can be tricky, but the new ones are usually the ones I go for. Here we have some beauty berries. I'm going to grab both beauty berries and beauty berry leaves for our tea. I'm just going to cut this thing off right here. And I have one over here too. Cut that one off. These berries, aren't they amazing? So many health benefits. Raspberry season is long gone, but you can still use raspberry leaves in your teas. They're especially very healthy for women. Look them up. I'm not going to stand here and tell you all about the medicinal benefits because I'm not a doctor, but I do encourage all of you to do your research. I'm using this stainless steel colander for collection, but you can use anything. We prefer to use anything ceramic or glass, stainless steel, or you can even just pick them straight in paper bags. We have some lemongrass growing in here that I want to get my hands on. Oh, the smell is just divine. Seriously, something special. Good leaves. Beautiful. If you like your teas to have a little bit of a citrusy taste, you can also easily just pick some citrus leaves. Try to get some that are not damaged from bugs. And just add them to your tea bag. See if I can find some good ones here. I've got more here. Oh, the smell is just, it is something. This one smells delicious. Got quite a harvest already just here from food forest. There's a lot of items about here by the street, but I prefer to go in a little bit. We don't want any of the bad stuff on the road. And for Biden's out there, you can get both the flowers and the leaves. See if I can get some without any seeds, because there are plenty of them. Such a healthy plant. Also a bit of an annoying plant though, because they do spread everywhere once you got some. Let me grab some nice leaves. So yes, for many people this is a weed, and truly it has some very weedy tendencies, but it's a native and it's full of health benefits for human and animals alike. Just like with the raspberries, blackberry season is long gone for us. We can still use the blackberry leaves. The blackberry leaves in fact have lots of health benefits for us, so we like to make tea out of those. These, compared to our commercial varieties, do have thorns, so I'm going to be extra careful when I pick these. Here are some blackberry leaves that are pretty easy to get to. I'll just put a string underneath and I'm going to cut them just like that. Watch out for those thorns. And they're surrounded by sweet potato leaves, which is because we grow the sweet potato leaves everywhere for our own nutrition and for the animals. This is blue porterweed, also called Jamaican vervain. This is a plant that hubby grew up with, and it is one of the most healthy plants that you can have in your garden. It just has so many health benefits, and we are of course going to use it in our tea since we have it. I'm just going to pick some of these pretty purple flowers and leaves. This one is going to go in our nighttime tea because it does have a calming effect, and that is what we want in there. We like to add ginger to our teas. We're in zone 9B right now, and we can grow ginger all year round. In fact, you can grow ginger in the ground year round if you're in zone 7 or higher. If you're below zone 7, you can still grow ginger. You just need to keep them in a pot inside, maybe in the garage or your sunroom, in your barn for the winter, and then just put them out in the spring and keep them out all summer. With a little creativity, you can definitely grow ginger if you're in a lower growing zone. Today I'm gonna dig up this common ginger. We also have some Thai ginger, galangal gingers, but we've already talked about, so I'm not even gonna mess with them. I am gonna use this common ginger in our teas, and I'm gonna show you how to dry them. It is a little different than drying the leaves, but let me get this ginger dug up. There's not a whole lot in here. Remember, ginger is a rhizome, so I like to just make a circle around the plant and loosen it up a little bit. Once again, we are surrounded by sweet potatoes. It is such an easy plant to grow in the warmer climates that they are growing like crazy. But here in 9B, they will die back in the winter and then they'll come back in the spring. So here we go. I'm just going to loosen up and then I'm going to pull them up. See how they loosen up here. Let me see a plant tag right now. Ginger. Right there. Yeah. See if I can just pull some of it up. I'm just going to take my hands around it. See if I can find a little bit of ginger here. There's not much in there. Small plants for now. Plenty for the teas. One of the last things I'm going to grab is some moringa, if I can get in there. Moringa's getting extremely tall. See if I can get some moringa. Good idea. One. 2. Let's grab this one here. 3 pieces of moringa. Let's grab that. Fig leaves are also good to use in teas, but I'm going to get some fresh leaves. Nice, fresh and light green. You can also use Roselle leaves for your tea, but we already have some hibiscus leaves. I'm going to take these small ones right here. I think that's about it. I almost forgot to harvest the regular passion fruit leaves, and we do have lots and lots and lots of them, so let me get some of those too. And for morning tea, I'm going to harvest a little bit of tea leaves from the Camellia sinensis plant. We only have one, so we use them very sparingly. Again, I'm trying to take the new leaves up here on the top. That is how they harvest the tea plant. Take the new leaves. I'm going to pick some rose petals. These are some Florida roses that we've got growing. I don't know how old they are, but we got them from somewhere else where they've just been growing for decades. So they're beautiful and poison free. So I'm going to add them to the evening tea because roses have a calming effect. This is our final harvest. I'm just going to rinse it off good. Rinse everything. Because even though we don't use any chemicals at all, you just never know. You could have some animal leftovers. Insect leftovers. And they also do spray mosquito spray in our area sometimes, which is one of the reasons why we wash everything we grow. Just wash up really well, and then we're gonna leave it to dry on a towel for a little bit. You can see our entire tea harvest. In reality, we could pick a lot more, but I don't have time for more today, so this is the batch I'm gonna make. They're just inside, drip drying on top of an old clean towel, and then we're gonna move on to the next step. As promised, I'm gonna show you 3 different ways to easily dry your tea leaves. Now, number 1 is pretty simple. You just take whatever you have. I'm just going to take some of it to show you. I'm not going to use this method though. It's quite easy to do. Just take some of your leaves and put it in a container, and either put a lid on top of it like that, or you could also take one of these nets, flies, and put it away like this, and you will easily dry your leaves. I would say 7 to 10 days, and these things will be ready to go. The second method is in the oven, and you can either just lay them on the baking pan, or I like to put them on top of the cookie rack and just spread all my leaves out like this. And then you just put it in the oven. I like to have it at 200 degrees. And just put it in the oven in the middle rack. That is an easy way to get it done quick. Here are some of the tea leaves after 30 minutes in the oven. They're nice and crunchy. I see one of them is not completely crunchy yet, so I might put them in just for a few more minutes. That's because they're overlapping too much. So when you do the oven method, make sure your leaves aren't overlapping too much. I'm going to put these leaves back in the oven for 3 more minutes, and then they should be good to go. Here's the result of the tea that we made in the oven, and you can either just scratch it up with your fingers or just use my scissors and just kind of cut it up and mix it up. And you really don't need to get it as fine as the tea that you buy in the tea bags. For this batch, I'm gonna add some extra moringa leaves that I had that dried. They're maybe 2 months old. And I'm gonna mix it up with this tea. Get more moringa in my tea. Perfect. There we go, the final result. This is what it looks like all mixed up. Put your tea in an airtight glass container and you're all set to go. No microplastics. The third method, and my favorite method, is the brown paper bag method. It does not take anything seriously. The only thing it takes is a little patience. All you do is stuff your greens into the bag. So now the only thing is, I know that the passion lime leaves only go in the evening bags because those are the ones that will help with insomnia. So you just divide the stuff up. I want some lemongrass in both of them. Put some in the morning bag. Stuff it down. I want to make sure I get some in evening bag. We have fig leaves. Put them in both. Beautyberry leaves also go in both. And these are the Buns alba leaves go in here. And the good thing about the paper bag method is that you can see the beautyberries are already falling off, but they are easy to put in the paper bag just like this, and you just kind of put them inside and loosen them up. And even if they're not completely whole, they will still be intact in here. Basically, I'm putting everything in both bags except for the passion fruit leaves, which are not going to go in the morning tea. In the morning tea bag, one thing we don't have in the evening tea bag is the tea leaves from the Camellia sinensis plant, the tea plant. I have some cranberry hibiscus right here, and some blackberry, moringa, some lemongrass. Bag. I'm going to leave them like this. The top is closed, and they're going to stay in these bags for 7 to 10 days until they are dry enough, and then I'm going to show you how to make tea with them. To store homemade tea, I'm using 2 airtight canning jars. You can find them anywhere where you buy your canning supplies, even in box stores, or you can look at the thrift store, which is what I did. Find some glass containers so you can avoid all those microplastics. Before we look at the dry tea leaves in the paper bags, I'm going to show you the ginger. These pieces of ginger have been in the brown paper bag for 10 days. I dried the ginger because I wanted to make it easier to peel before I'm going to chop it up in the food processor, which is what I'm going to do right now. But you could have just done it when it's fresh. This is just how I prefer to use the ginger in the teas. I'm going to go peel these pieces of ginger and then get them processed in the food processor and bring it right back out to you. This is the chopped up ginger. You can start using it now fresh, but I'm going to put it in its own container to dry before I mix it up with the tea. And until it's ready and dry to be mixed up with the tea leaves, I'm just going to take a little bit of this every time and put it with our teas. Let's start out with our evening tea right here. Let's see what we have in here. Gonna open it up. Let's take a peek. See, there we go. I'm just gonna, oh, you see the beauty berries? You can use a funnel if you have one. I'm gonna do my best here. Beauty berries are going around. Uh-oh. I'm going to make my own little funnel here so we can get these beauty berries out. just try to guide it in here in your jar. Look at all these dried little leaves. They're perfect for teas. We have a clean surface below in case something drops. Go. Have some more blueberries in here. Then, remember before, just gonna chop them up a little bit. Hurry up, because it's beginning to rain here. I took the kitchen outside because we have the AC running, the fans running, so much noise inside. Just keep chopping it up. The reason we're chopping it up is really just to make sure everything gets mixed together really well, so that when you do take a scoop from your teas, everything is mixed up together. You don't need it too fine. Just do your best. And look what we found right here. A Roselle. Dried Roselle. What I'm going to do with this is just peel these off, the petals. And this in here is where the seeds are. I'm going to save the seeds. There you go. That's what you get out of Roselle calyx. We'll save the seeds for next year. So, this is the rose petals and the Jamaican vervain. For the evening tea, calming. Get everything out. There you go. Such a beautiful color. And again, I'm just going to chop it up. Mix it up good. This is the evening tea that has a lot of passion fruit leaves in here to help with sleeping. It's beginning to drip a little bit, but this is the one we made with all the lemongrass. Let's pick them up. Look at all these dry lemongrass. Just gonna put them here. Put some in there today. This goes into the morning tea, and this goes into the evening tea. It's not exact science. Just do your best. And remember, you're making these teas yourself without any microplastics, and that is what counts. No pesticides, no chemicals. A little bit of rainwater here. See if we can get them in the jar before they get wet. My son is taking over, demonstrating the chopping here. It's hard work. This is the morning tea. And we already cut a bunch of lemongrass up in there. And now we're going to see what we have in the morning tea bag. There you can see some of the dried leaves. Let's get them in the jar. Again, get the beauty berries out first. There we go, everywhere. There we go. Start stuffing in your dried tea leaves, all the goodies we dried. Just shake it up a little bit and you can keep on chopping at it. To make it easier for yourself, you can chop it up in a bowl before you pour the tea mix into a storage jar. This is our teas. We have the PM tea, the nighttime tea, and the AM tea. Make sure you write on them or you will forget. It's very easy to do. This is how you make your own tea. You get one of these little tea holders. Just read the reviews. Stainless steel tea holders. Take your tea, scoop in here, however much you want. You can add your ginger. It. Add your ginger. Pour your hot boiling water in. We use purified water that we have boiled to make sure we get all the microplastics out. And then you put the lid on and you leave it standing like that 5 minutes or however long you like to leave your tea. No microplastics, no chemicals. That's how you do it. You can find this stainless steel tea holder anywhere. You can find it online, in the store. Just make sure it's stainless steel. Brand doesn't matter. Just make sure you read the reviews if you can. And make sure that the holes are tiny so you don't have any tea leaves in the bottom of the cup. Leave your tea in here for 5 minutes or however long you want to leave it in there. It's up to you. It's your preference. That is how simple it is to make your own tea. When your tea's done steeping, you can add a sweetener. We like to use organic wildflower honey or organic maple syrup. You can also use monk fruit powder. That's another sweetener that we like. If you're like us, try to use something that does not have any preservatives in it. The teas don't last forever, which is why we prefer to just make just enough for a couple of months, and then we don't have to use any preservatives, and that's what we're all about. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe. Hit the save button, share this video with your friends. And don't forget to check out all of the other how-to videos we have on our main YouTube page. Thank you for watching, and thank you for making the world a little greener.